Hello students, good morning to all. Today in this section we are going to see about rail joints and fastenings, which is the last component of railway track or permanent way. So what are the components of permanent way? First one is rails, second one is sleepers, third one is ballast, next one is formation, and the last one is rail joints and fastenings. So today we are going to see about this rail joints and fastenings. So first of all, what is rail joint? So when we are connecting two rails, there what will be formed is joint will be formed. What are the standard length of the rail? The standard length of the rail is 13 meter. So when we are connecting two rails, what is formed? Joint is formed. For connecting two rails, we must require joint. So this is the rails, this is the joint. So you all know joint is the weakest portion of any section. So while joining two rails, we have to consider some characteristics. So what are the characteristics of this rail joints means? First, when we are connecting two rails, the two rails should be at same level and in same straight line. It should be in same level and it should be in same straight line. Joint should be in same level and joint should be in same straight line. So next, the joint should have same strength and stiffness. Same strength as well as same stiffness. Then the joint should have space for expansion and contraction during the change of temperature. It should contract and it should expand during the change of temperature. So it should have space. Then if the rails are connected with this plates, what happens is, so we are connecting the rails by means of plates, that is fish plate or whatever may be, spikes, etc. So while connecting these rails to each other, what happens is, normally the wear happens between this rails and this plate. So what we have to do is, we have to provide a adjustment for this wear capability. So next one is, this rails can be easily removed while repairing works. Next, these joints we provide should be of cheap and it should be durable and it should be elasticity, and theft will not be take place by any packages like that. These are the characteristics of rail joints. So once again, it should be at same level and same straight line, and should have same strength and stiffness, and it should have space for expansion and contraction during temperature, and it should have we should get wear. So we should provide a capable for that adjustment, and the rails can be easily removed, and it should be cheap and it should be durable and it should have the elastic property, as well as we should not allow theft in that areas. So these are the characteristics of rail joints. So where we should avoid these rail joints? So in which places we should avoid these rail joints means, three situations are given. The first situation is the bridge span. Flat span means length. If the bridge span of 6 meter and below, in that no need of any rail joints. Then in level crossing areas. What is the meaning of level crossing? The road and the railway track. Road and the railway track are moving in a same place, that is said to be level crossing. So in that area also we should avoid the joints, and within 3 meter of the bridge abutment also we should avoid the joints. So this is about joints. Then we will study about types of rail joints. Types. So first, according to the position of joints, it is divided into two types. That is Then according to the position of sleeper, it is divided into three types. First one is suspended. Second one is supported. Third one is bridge. So, according to the position of joints, it is divided into two types. There is square rail joints and staggered rail joints. Then, according to the position of sleeper, it is divided into three types: suspended rail joints and supported rail joints and bridge rail joints. So, next we will see one by one. So, first one is the square joints. So, in square joints, so we are drawing this line for the continuation line. So, listen, square joints, this square joints, this is a joint and this is rails. So, in this square joint, so what this joint is exactly opposite to the next rail. One joint is exactly opposite to the next joint is known as square joints. So, this square joints mainly common in same straight line, same straight track. In same straight track only they will be using this square joints. So, next joint is staggered. In nowadays many tracks are making use of this staggered joints. So, this is rails, this is joint. So, in this staggered joint, what happens is, in the square joint, the joint of one rail is exactly opposite to the next rail. But here in staggered joint, what happens is, between two joints, at the center of the two joints of one rail, another joint is exactly opposite to the another rail. That is known as staggered joint. Two joints are here and between these two joints, between the center of the joint, another joint is provided in the next rail. That is known as staggered joint. So, square joint and staggered joint. So, nowadays they are using this staggered joint. So, what happens is, in this, while using this staggered joint, centrifugal force is reduced. Already I have told in the last class, the centrifugal force has the ability to or tendency to overturn the vehicle. So, if you use this staggered joint, in that cases, centrifugal force is reduced. Then, uniform continuity is also obtained. By using this staggered joint, uniform continuity is obtained. Continuity of the track is obtained in uniform manner. So, next, by using this staggered joint, we will get smooth running track. Smooth running track. We will get the smooth running track. So, by using this staggered joints, possibility of kinks is reduced. Possibility of kinks. So reduced. What is the meaning of kinks? Means while joining the two rails, due to some factors, sometimes one rail may change their position, move up or move down. That is known as kinks. So this is about square joint and staggered joint, and the next topic is types of joint. First we have says according to the position of joints, it is divided into two types, that is the square joint and staggered joint. Then according to the position of sleeper, it is divided into three types. What's the first one? Suspended. Position of sleeper. So suspended joint. So here the joint looks like suspended. So between two sleepers, one joint is placed, is known as suspended joint. So next one is supported joint. So in supported joint, the sleeper is placed this is rail, this is joint, and this is sleeper. So in supported joint, exactly opposite to joint, what is happened is, what is kept is the sleeper. So it is considered to be the supported joint. And third one is the bridge joint. So it is similar to the suspended joint, but what happened is only one change is there. This is rail, this is a joint, only one bridge metal is kept. It is exactly same to the suspended joint, but only a bridge metal is kept in between two rails. Just opposite to the joint, a bridge metal is kept. That is known as bridge joint. So these are the types of joints. So first, what are the types of joints? So according to the position of joints, two types, that is square joint and staggered joint. Then according to the position of sleepers, just easy, the suspended joint, supported joint and bridge joint. So these are all about joints. Next, fastenings. Or rail fastenings. So what are the rail fastenings? So to connect two rails, we need some fastenings. What are they means? First one is fish plate. Second one is spike, fan bolt, and hook bolts. The third one is chairs and keys. And the fourth one is bearing plates. Let us see one by one. The first one is fish plate. So while connecting two rails, is connected by a plate named fish plate. So for fish plate, 4 holes are drawn to fix this fish plate with the railway track, this rails. So this fish plate is connected to the rails in the web of the rail, to the web of the rail, not to the head of the rail. This is, you all know what is head, what is foot, and what is web. This is head, this is web, and this is foot. So to the web of the rail only this fish plate are connected. So it has 4 holes. The diameter of the hole is 5 mm to 6 mm. 5 mm to 6 mm to allow the contraction and expansion of the joints. So next one is spike. Spike. The spike is divided into 4 types. That first one is dog spike, round spike, screw spike, and the fourth one is elastic spike. The spike is used to hold the rails to the sleepers. So this fish plate is used to join 2 rails, but the spike is used to hold the rails to the sleepers. So these spikes are divided into 4 types. Let's see one by one. The first one is dog spike. So this is the diagram for dog spike. So the shape of this projection is as like the ear of the dog. So the name came as dog spike. So the dimension of this is in this bottom tie end. It is so next one is round spike, next one is screw spike, and next one is elastic spike. So this is the elevation of the dog spikes, and this is the plan of the dog spike. So the section of this dog spike is square, and the lower end is, already I told you, lower end is blunt, point or chisel. This pointed end is very popular in nowadays. Very popular in nowadays. So next type is round spike, or next type is screw spike. Screw spike. Diagram of the screw spike. This dimension is 165 mm. Then this is round shape, so 10 mm dia. So this is 32 mm. So this screw spike has the ability double than this dog spike. This screw spike has the strength double than the dog spike. So next one is round spike. Next one is round spike. This round spike is used to fix cast iron sleepers of bull-headed rails. Cast iron sleepers of bull-headed rails. So bull-headed rails, what is bull-headed rails? The head is somewhat thicker than the bottom. That is the bull-headed rails. So it has blunt end. So diagram for the round spike is so this is 38 mm. This is 19 mm. This is 11 mm. This is 19 mm. This is 150 to 160 mm. So this is the diagram for round spike. This one is elastic spike. So diagram for elastic spike is this dimension is 13 mm. This is 16 mm. This dimension is 180 mm. This is 16 mm. So this is made by the company Elastic Rail Spike Co Limited. It has the steel spring. So this elastic spike give better grip while connecting to the sleepers. This is about elastic spike. So 4 types of spikes we have seen. So next one is fan bolt. Fan bolt. So this fan bolt is the alternative to round spike. Diagrammatic representation of this is this is 33 mm. This is 44 mm, and this dimension is 11 mm. This dimension is also 11 mm, and the dimension of this is 63.5 mm. This type is not used nowadays, but removing is very difficult, so they are not using this fan bolt in nowadays. So next one is hook bolt. Hook bolt. So hook bolt, the shape of the hook bolt is like hook shape. So it is known as hook bolt. So the dimension is 22 mm. So this dimension is 44 mm, and this dimension is 13 mm. This is used to fix sleepers to the girder bridges. Generally 2 hook bolts are used per rail. So this is about fan bolt and hook bolt. So next is chairs and keys. So for fixing the rails, that is bull-headed and double-headed rails, what we use is we use chairs and keys. So as like this shape. 2 jaws are there in chairs, and between the chairs, so imagine while fixing the rails, what we are doing is with the help of this chairs we are fixing it, but in between this jaw, this space, what we keep is a wooden key. Single wooden piece is placed in between this jaws, jaw and the this rail, that is called as wooden key. So in flat-footed rails, what we are using is we are using bearing plate for this purpose. So the bearing plate or the chairs for the flat-footed rails. So this is all about rail fastenings. So we have seen what are the rail fastenings. What are the rail fastenings? First one is the fish plate, and second one is the spike. So in spike we have seen 4 types, that is dog spike, screw spike, round spike and elastic spike. And next we seen about the fan bolt, hook bolt and chairs and keys and bearing class. So next class we will continue. Thank you.